incredible. Arizona, thank you so much for having me today. I know you may be thinking, what is my deep connection here? Why Arizona? Why am I here? I may not have a deep personal connection to Arizona, aside from just loving the people, loving people from there, loving coming here. I have a deep personal connection to this issue. And I like to say that I am just an amplifier for all these people out here doing the work all the time. Oops, I'm gonna step away from that guy. It's been so inspiring today, seeing the work that you guys are doing and that you've been doing. So many people like to use us as the bells and the whistles of everything. We get to bring this information to the masses, but we wouldn't be able to do what we do without you guys that have boots on the ground and are spreading this awareness, doing these postcard things. I've heard so many different forms of activism while I've been here, and it's so inspiring to see that there are so many people that genuinely care about this. It's really easy for me to get caught up in, you know, the news or the world of social media and to think that, am I alone in thinking that this is right? Or that it's courageous to be a part of this fight? And then it's only when I leave the walls of my house or leave my city that I really see that people genuinely care about this issue, and they are deeply impacted by this issue. And it makes my excitement level grow so much, because that lonely world can be really disheartening sometimes, but getting out today for me, going to a coffee shop, getting to have a round table with a few women, you know, there was just maybe a handful of us sitting in the corner of the coffee shop this morning, sharing our stories, and it was incredible to me that so many of us had such different stories. We were just 10 ladies in the back of a coffee shop sharing our stories with reproductive health care, whether they were an OBGYN or someone that had dealt with an instance of rape. Me, who had an abortion at 20 weeks that I didn't even really know was an abortion until I really was impacted by Roe v. Wade and the overturning of it. When we realized all of our stories were so incredibly different, and that we did not want the government involved in our decision. It was such a hard decision to begin with, and the last thing that we would have wanted in that hospital room, aside from our family and our doctor, is this giant bald eagle that's looming over us, telling us the decision that we should make for our bodies. I apologize to my cards yet. We'll just toss that one. By the way, incredible day. Is it always like this here? No? I'm gonna pretend it is. One thing that's really big, and one thing that we spoke about this morning, is that for healthcare providers, restrictions mean that they can't give the compassionate, life-saving care that they're trained to provide. So imagine being a doctor, knowing exactly how to help, but being told you legally can't. And you know what's insane is that so many people want to be able to practice here, but since these laws are so disheartening, they don't come here to practice. They're going to other outlets. OBGYNs here in Phoenix see this struggle every day, having to turn patients away or refer them to out of state because of Arizona's laws right now. For them, every patient deserves care and dignity without delay or any legal red tape. For patients, these restrictions create unimaginable hurdles during already painful experiences. Imagine the travel and the payments that you have to make to be able to come get your counseling session, your day before session. People cannot afford to take that time off of work. They cannot afford to spend these nights in hotels. The gas, it's everything for these people. I did speak with one person who I spoke with one person who after a severe fetal anomaly had to travel out of state to get the care she needed. And you guys have heard 100 of those stories. She and her husband wanted that pregnancy, but instead of receiving the help she needed in her home state, they faced unnecessary obstacles, pain, and financial strain, of course. All because somebody else decided she couldn't make her own healthcare decisions. So, you guys all know that I shared my story. I think I had posted it to Instagram or something, just thinking it was a way to announce that, hey, I talked about this baby for 20 weeks, and now there's no baby. I kind of put it out there in that way because the world knew that we were pregnant. This was a baby that we desperately wanted. It was really exciting for us because we had done IVF for every other single baby. We made our little embryos, our perfect embryos. We had girls, we had boys. Then all of a sudden I got pregnant naturally, and it was a godsend to us. It was amazing. We were so excited. Slowly but surely things started taking a turn for the worst. Around 12 weeks I was bleeding out, yada, yada, yada. One thing that was really hard for me was that I never experienced any pain in it. So I never thought of it as being anything other than a miscarriage. You know, we hear the word abortion, we think there's some kind of pain with it. We think that something's happening when something happens to our body. Nowhere in those days in the hospital getting blood transfusions did I think that I was in danger of losing this baby, because I was in no pain. And not to mention, there's such a stigma around the word abortion. Nobody wants to say abortion, but abortion, 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 abortion. That I didn't even know I had one, you guys, and that was so embarrassing to admit in front of the entire world. You know how embarrassing it is to come out in front of the entire world and say, holy shit, I had an abortion. And I only knew it because during Roe v. Wade, I remember it happening and me looking at John saying, that is so terrible what those people have to go through and this choice they have to make. That is so terrible for them. And then he said, for you? For us? And I said, what do you mean? He's like, you had an abortion. And I was like, no fucking way. Did I? Really? No way. My mind was blown that day, and I realized that same day that if I didn't know the language around this, and I didn't know what was happening to my body, how could other people possibly empathize with our situation and our scenario? So I wanted to make sure that I became the person that could amplify all of you out here in making sure that the language is used, and it's used in a correct medical way, and knowing that people know that abortion is health care. I ramble. Back to the cards. But that is why we are here today. This is why we're talking to our neighbors. I got a chance to canvass a little bit. I have never done it in my entire life. You guys, I made 3 mistakes. 1, I went into somebody's house. That was mistake number 1. 2, I asked for candy, which like only a child would do. I said, yeah, we knocked, I said trick or treat. They were like, don't accept candy. And there was a third one, I tried to pry in their lives. Don't do that when you're canvassing. Just talk about the prop. It's great. Keep it simple. Prop 139 is about protecting healthcare, dignity, and every person's right to make choices that are best for them and their families. You are all carrying that message door to door, and every single one of you is helping make Arizona a place where we respect each other's decisions. You guys make me want to be in Arizona, and I swear to God. Yes! I swear to you. I wanted to get married here. I tried. There were like weird rules against noise past 10. So we were like, we feel like we're going to want to go to 10:30 maybe, so we'll see. Anyway, closing it up, I want to thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you for having me, letting me speak, letting me share my story. Storytelling is so important because people really need to feel connected to this issue, to be a part of it. They need to know that their daughters are affected, their sisters, their mothers, a woman they love is affected by this. So let's get out there and vote. If you haven't voted yet, what are you waiting for? It's so easy now. I gotta say, I do myself like getting out to the ballots because I think it's exciting and I get my sticker right there. So if for anything, get your sticker. So early voting, election day, there is no excuse. Get your friends, your family, the person who makes your coffee just right. Get them to vote. Ask them if they're voting. Let's make this happen. This is our one chance to stand up for each other, you guys. This is what democracy is. Yes, on 139, let's go, Arizona!